Why did it prompt me to save? I don't get it. Oh, we should be streaming. Start stream one. What are we doing it in? 720? Oh well. So we're doing 720 tonight. Go ahead and thing. What is All right, where's the Grass Factor stream? There it is. You know, I need to call and yell at Xfinity. I haven't heard from them. I haven't gotten an email. I haven't gotten a phone call. Nothing about upgrading my service. What's going on, Gray Fox? You gonna drive that Tundra up to Louisville? Love if you could come up to Louisville this year. You should bring the wife. We got a lot of wives coming this year. Aldo's gonna miss it. This song's called Poppy Beats. What's going on, Chuck? So, get the chat popped out here. I made some small tweaks to the network. My network. So we will see if it yields anything once we hit YouTube. I'm only pushing to Twitch right now in 720. Let me go yell at Aldo. Kind of sad this song played so early in the list. Could have moved it out further. So, I will be very curious how well the YouTube stream does tonight. Literally the tiniest changes. Latency improved on average around this time of night, 10 milliseconds tops. That, I think, was an outlier. So, Wallace is doing great. He actually did a full... Usually, so we go for a lap before we stream. Usually about an hour before the stream, he and I are out walking. And usually I cannot get him to poop before the stream. And then he pooped before the stream. It was a good time. But I actually threw on my whiteboard, I need to get his nails done, bathe him, and treat his ears are the items under Wallace. I'd like to buy him a new collar as well, just to have one that's themed for the fall. Something that I could throw on him. Wanted to get something that was more Tennessee Volunteers kind of colors, but I'm thinking just getting something kind of plaid. Maybe I can work some orange in there and do like Wallace embroidered on it. So 10 milliseconds sounds like you're including foreplay. Hold on, Telly. Mike. Telly, you gonna hang in Knoxville after Dirty Deeds? I'm trying to convince Gray Fox he needs to come up to Louisville. He's only concerned about Wallace. He's not concerned about Dirty Deeds. Needed to go double check the stream key that I'm set with. my keyboard just switched to Bluetooth. Switch account. Throw it over here. I can see the chat. Yes, Wallace is coming with me. Wallace typically goes everywhere with me, which is why if I go anywhere, funny story about that too, which is why if I go anywhere, I drive. Because if I fly, he needs to have a legitimate service dog. Like, I can tell you're about to pass out, low blood sugar, you're going to seize, whatever. He needs that level of service dog, not just emotional support to get on the plane. So when I found that out of curiosity, I just started looking at like the random rent a private jet for a day kind of thing. And I didn't unsubscribe from one of the places, their emails. So literally today I got an email like, hey, plan your fall vacation with us and book your $10,000 flight someday, not today. But then I could take Wallace with me and he could sit in his seat next to me. Because there's no way he's going in luggage. No. Here knows the Connell Lodge. But yes, so I will be going down and picking up Aldo and picking up Ray from Atlanta. And Wallace will be riding with me. And then he will ride with me up to Louisville as well. He'll hang in the hotel room. Last year, what I did was just dipped back, took him out, ran back over to the event, and he was fine for a couple hours. He's really good, especially with hotels. So even here, when we walk or there's dogs outside and the window's open and they're barking, he could care less. He doesn't make a noise. I've never had a hotel front desk tell me or call me, your dog is barking. Please come make it stop. It also means that I end up paying the non-refundable deposit that's usually $350 or not $350, sorry, $35 or $50. I was looking at $720 and some reason saw 720p and said $350. Usually end up paying a non-refundable deposit just to have a dog in the room. Whatever. All right. Stream key. It's fine. That one's fine. I have also the latency for the stream once we hit YouTube at the lowest setting I can do it, which means that there will be lower quality video, higher ability to interact, which is fine. Because we're only going to send it in 720 anyways. So we're going to try that tonight. Yeah. Evie, you let me know what you see tonight. I've got it set to the lowest we can possibly set it for the stream latency. I cannot go lower. I am not adding anything to it. I'm not adding anything to it on the streaming software, and there's another setting also in YouTube where you can do an added delay on top of whatever delay they do. I am not doing that either. Yeah, let me know. Let me know if it's any better for YouTube this evening, Evie. Nebraska corn lean east. I don't know, Derek. Why does it lean east? Welcome in, driver. Yeah. Tell you, $10,000 for a flight so that I can save 6 hours of driving. Because Iowa sucks and Colorado blows. Derek, as Iowa born and bred, name wrong. Switch to YouTube instead of staying here. Driver, honestly, Twitch is a sacrificial lamb. So if something starts to suck on the YouTube side, Twitch is the first thing I cut and try to make it better. So, Twitch gets the dedicated pre-show, which later gets uploaded to YouTube for the members only, since Twitch only saves the recordings for so long. So if you are a paying subscriber on the YouTube channel, you'll get it. Hey, I think our guest is trying to call in here. Let me get that camera pulled up. Zach, how are you this evening?
How you doing, buddy?
Let me find my JPink and Zach camera. What happened to it? Oh, I changed it to JPink and Ryan. 1 second.
You're trying.
We're just literally talking differences between oh wait, why did I hit that button? We're just literally talking differences between YouTube and Twitch. Super exciting, very thrilling conversation. Let me.
It sounds like I missed a lot.
Yeah, a whole lot. Well, we started off talking about dirty deeds. So in the Twitch chat here, there's a gentleman that goes by GFox, short for Gray Fox, and he lives nearby actually, but said, "F you guys, I'm not going to Dirty Deeds," even though it's gonna literally be a 2.5 hour drive for him. And then we've got Zach over here, who is making the trip from Utah. Right?
I am.
Utah?
That's correct.
Yeah. You get in on Wednesday or do you get in on Tuesday? I forget.
It's Tuesday. Tuesday. It's like 2 in the afternoon, I believe. It's been a long week, so and I think get it at 9 p.m. Tuesday night.
So, just got a message. So Demay he has progressively gotten worse this evening. Going straight downhill with his not feeling great. And now I just got something from Matt saying the same thing. Remember when we were doing our tech test the other day? Telly, it is a little louder than normal. Let me turn that down. And I said, sometimes they don't join until 10 minutes before, and I'm freaking out. Now, an hour before the show, 45 minutes before the show, basically 2/3 of the hosts are gone.
Wow.
This is what we like to call very, very, very last minute changes.
Right.
I don't know what their schedule looks like, but I wonder if I could talk to them about, would you be able to make Saturday work if we had to push this?
You definitely, as long as I get feeling better.
Yeah. So what I might do, well, because my thought is if we pushed it just 24 hours, that they literally might just be on the upswing. And my brain is, when you're on the upswing, that's the last time to add a whole bunch of stuff to it.
I totally agree. It's Saturday, I'm fine.
Let me see. OSU. Because otherwise what we'll do is we could just kind of BS here on the Twitch. If you wanted to bail, and go get dinner with your daughter or something, you could do that too.
I'm good. I'm good
Okay.
for a minute. I guess let's see if they're going to respond. If you're going to reach out to them, if we can confirm Saturday, I'm in no rush. So.
Because we already have a guest booked for next week. Otherwise, I'd say let's just push it 100% to next week. But I still want to get you in here, and I want to get next week's guest. Yeah. So both Matt and Ryan just said Saturday 9 p.m. they have free, and so we'll do that.
I'm totally good with that.
So let me go fix the YouTube stream. I think I can just change the date on it. Yeah. So you're getting in on Tuesday night. You're making like a whole big thing of it, right?
Yeah, I mean, we're going to go to the expo,
Cool.
Me and my buddy, we've never been to one of those international shows. The only one I've ever been to is like the regional ones in Utah. You know what I mean? It's
sure.
Whatever. I think it'll be a good time.
So I've never actually been to the event. I always wanted to go. The first time I was in Louisville, and could have gone was last year, and I only went for our event, and didn't even. I did go to the expo, but it was only to pick up Palmer, Turf Therapy, from there, before we drove back to Knoxville for the weekend. So, it'll be probably pretty much the same way right now, and depending on, plane travel. Planes, I guess no trains are being taken, but planes and automobiles, I'll be getting in Wednesday afternoon sometime around lunch.
Yeah, I think that's what you said the other day on our test run.
Yeah, with Ray and Aldo in tow, and Wallace.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, I did not change the name, Chuck. I guess I should have changed the name of the stream from Thirsty Thursday to Sober Saturday is his pitch, but whatever.
Really?
Yeah.
How about Shitface Saturday?
Yeah.
There you go.
So, let me just throw something in the Discord too, real quick. Patrons, Ryan and Matt are both down with the sickness, and we're gonna push our recording tonight to Saturday 9 p.m. Eastern. I sent you the power hour that we're gonna do.
Yeah, we can still have that tomorrow. We still gonna have that tomorrow night.
No, a week from tomorrow, actually. So,
I think it's tomorrow.
14th. No, you're good.
Oh, gotcha.
The 14th at 9 p.m. So
that works perfectly.
Yeah. Other than that, how's your week been?
I got my butt kicked in court this week, dude. It sucked. It sucked. It just sucked.
What's that? You win some, you lose some, right?
Yeah, and it's. I always tell. I might tell myself at the end of the day, I didn't get you in this problem. You did, and I'm trying to get you out. And it's just crazy stuff. I had a client thrown in jail because he didn't do what he's supposed to. Not only did he didn't do a few things, he did nothing. So,
jeez,
I warned him.
Yeah. So
I mean,
I guess in my opinion, you said you got your butt kicked. I guess he got his butt kicked.
Well, I know, but my thing is, I do take it. Like I told, when my client got thrown in jail the other day for 30 days, I told his mom, it doesn't make me feel good that my client goes to jail because I'm trying to help them. Right?
Yeah, you didn't wake up and go, man, I hope he goes to jail.
Yeah, and I told him, I know this judge, and all you need to do is get your shit together, get back on track, get on probation, and then a day ago I said, what'd you do? He's like, I tried. They didn't call me back. I'm like, dude, this is not going to end well. You're going to jail. And I said, you might be a bit lucky if I could postpone it for a couple weeks. But he didn't help himself talking to the judge, and the judge just said, I'm done with you. 30
Yeah.
days. And I heard the handcuffs click. I'm like, sorry, dude. You know what I mean? Like, if you're not going to help yourself, I can't help you. So,
Right.
no, it's been a rough one. I had a bail hearing today, which I thought we had a good chance, but no, the judge wasn't hearing it. So
with the bail hearings, and bonds getting set, I don't want to even I saw one of the podcasts I was listening to, one of the guys was talking about how he almost wishes bail would basically be removed entirely from the system, and I forget what he proposed instead. And of course, at the time on the treadmill, I was like, "Oh, his argument, makes sense." And now that like I have the opportunity to talk with someone about like, what do you think about this? I don't remember it well enough to regurgitate it, and so I hesitate to do it because it can be such a complex thing, I'm sure.
Right. I mean, here in Utah, it's the government has to prove that there's substantial evidence that the crime was committed. But that's not it. They have to prove two other elements. It's either, are they a flight risk or are they dangerous to society, basically?
Sure.
And my client was out of state, and they're like, and he's like, he didn't actually. I won the argument that he's not a flight risk because he's self-reported to jail.
Right.
It's just that he thought, oh, these egregious charges. It's the what if he's out in society and look what he did. You know what I mean? Like, it pisses me off because they're just allegations, right?
Right.
And my client, perfect, no criminal history. He's only 22. Not a traffic ticket in his life.
And honestly, 22 is pretty young to, in my opinion, to still like make mistakes, right? Like, I've made mistakes and I'm 37, and I've made mistakes in the last 12 months, right? So,
right. Oh, I know, I get it. The charges with him are pretty damn severe. And I just got retained on the case a week or two ago, and it's not a cut and dry case. The family dynamic and the allegations going back, it is, you can't write a better script for a movie, for a sitcom, or Days of Our Life. It's all over the place. So
sure,
it's going to be an uphill battle. So I was hoping we get him bail today, but no bueno, didn't happen. So
I'm gonna
which
pitch.
It makes me mad. Go ahead.
Oh no, you're okay. I didn't mean to interrupt you there, but I was gonna say, I'm gonna pitch you some of these suggestions for the title on Saturday. And since you're the guest,
Okay.
I'm gonna let you pick the winner here.
Okay.
So we've got Saucy Saturday.
Huh?
Off the shitter Saturday. I don't know how that one works, but okay. We've got two different types of this. We've got sober Saturday and we've got won't be sober Saturday. Sloshed or sloshy Saturday. We've got a gin soaked Saturday, strung out Saturday. And Saturdays are for the boys.
I still like shit house Saturday, but
shit house Saturday.
I think Sloshy's fine, or the one with the boys is fine.
You get to pick the winner, and we've definitely done a show title on YouTube that had shit in it. We just threw an exclamation mark in for the eye. So if you want to do the shit house Saturday, we can do that one. Okay.
Let's do that.
And I say we can do that. I'm making the executive decision, having not cleared this with the guys, channel, Matt. So if I die, mysteriously disappear,
right?
Just make sure you defend Matt in court. You and Jesse team up. So, did you say shit house or shit face? I forget already.
I'm good with either one. Go shit house.
Shit house. Are we doing shit house as 2 words?
I'm gonna leave it up to the executive producer of the show.
So when I Google it, Urban Dictionary has it as 1 word. So we will do it 1 word.
get one word.
Shithouse Saturday with Zach. Do you still want Zach of Greencastle Lawn Care in there then?
That's
Okay.
fine,
All
that's
right.
fine.
Okay. All right. Saved. It is now Shithouse Saturday with Zach of Greencastle Lawn Care.
I'm good with that. I'm good with that.
And you're Zach_H on the Discord, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. So I just tagged you on that. So your phone might make some noises from it. But yeah, it'll be the same information I gave you for tonight. It'll just be the same information for Saturday. That won't change at all.
Is there going to be a pre-show?
Yeah, I'll do a pre-show Saturday. So actually, Saturday, I'm going to have a busy day. So I crawled under my truck. A week and a half ago, I went and turned it on, and the exhaust was super loud. Well, I was in the middle of replacing the speakers, and so I had 3 doors inside the truck off, and I was like, maybe the exhaust is loud because I've lost extra insulation with the doors off.
Right.
And so I crawled in under there earlier this week because I got the doors back on and it was still loud, and I was lazy and again didn't do what I was supposed to do, much like your client. And I should have climbed under there sooner, and I didn't. And yeah, I definitely blew a hole in the 17-year-old exhaust. And that truck has spent 15 of those 17 years in Iowa or Minnesota. And so plenty of salt, plenty of snow. No, still have catalytic converter under there. It's also 17 years old. Literally, and you can ask Eric, who we did the lawn reno. I had told him earlier this year, he and I were talking, and I was like, man, this year I want to do this, that, and the other thing on the truck. And one of those this, that, and the other things was all new exhaust from manifold all the way back, everything.
Right.
And so I put it all off. So yesterday I ordered exhaust, and my requirements were it has to ship today, and it has to be bolt-on, and it has to be a brand that I would have already considered.
Right.
Yes, 813. I definitely did say don't clip that out, please. I will need Jesse and Zach to represent me because you clip it out, it's gonna be I blew a 17-year-old. So my new exhaust should arrive tomorrow. Saturday, I need to put it on, or at least start, because I will have Saturday and Sunday off from work. And then what's that?
What kind of exhaust did that get?
So I got a Borla. I was kind of wanting to do MagnaFlow, but they're basically the same. Really wasn't much difference. But the only reason I wanted to do the MagnaFlow was because the whole system I had looked at already and budgeted and priced out was MagnaFlow, but it was out of stock, and it would not have shipped yesterday.
Gotcha.
And so got the Borla. It should be here tomorrow. And so then I'll throw it on Saturday, hopefully, and be done. Otherwise, I work Monday through Friday, and it gets dark early. Yeah. And so it's like tomorrow is the best day for me to do it. Sunday would also be a decent day, but we have burn and return. Right. And so my hope is rip everything off Saturday, put it all back on.
Have you attempted to take the intake off yet?
No, but I'm only going to go, I only ordered from the cat all the way back.
Oh, back.
So it'll make the work a lot easier. Also, it kept my expenses going into dirty deeds low. And I'm like, all right, the rest of it literally is about ready to rust and fall right off of the whole thing. So apologies in advance, Aldo and Ray, if we're driving and all of a sudden the drone is terrible. But yeah, so that's going to go on this Saturday. What I'll probably do is after we're all done with the meetup, that will be my Christmas gift to me, is to order the rest of everything and plan early spring to do everything else. So I went out there after work tonight, and I changed and I crawled underneath the truck and I started hosing everything down with penetrant so that
was going to be my suggestion. You might want to do that tomorrow night and
yeah,
even a little bit for Saturday morning.
Yep, I'll probably do it tomorrow night. I need to go find my torch. I've got the Sawzall and I've got new blades, but I need to go find my torch just so that I've got the heat as an option.
Yep, you're gonna need it. You're gonna need it.
Jago, no cherry bombs. Literally, the other thing is, so with the Tundra, when I was researching doing this project, there isn't really a system that I could get and put on the truck and gain a whole lot of performance. Really, to gain performance, I'm going to be dealing with drone, and I do enough highway driving when I drive. It's like I spend 3, 6, 12 hours in the truck at a time, and I am not going to sit there and listen to the drone. And I hate the loud. I don't need to be the loudest neighbor, coming home kind of thing either. So I do have a grinder with a cutoff wheel, but I got the diable blades with the Sawzall. I got the Milwaukee Impact charged up and ready to go. Really, worst case scenario, I should be able to just do a clean cut in one spot and throw a coupler on, tighten it down, and go. Worst case scenario.
Gotcha.
When I did all of my suspension last year in August, and this is what sucks, is I did all new, everything that came off, new got put on, down to the nuts and the bolts. Like everything, all the front, all the rear suspension, all got replaced. When that exhaust blew, it melted the dust cover on the rear passenger shock. And I'm like, son of a, this is 1 year old. Come on.
Right.
It's not super critical, but I'm like, all right, after I get this replaced, I might deal with maybe I'll try to slip a new cover on there just because my brain will be happier, but
is your new exhaust with stainless steel bolts?
Yes. The kit I bought should come with everything. When I was looking at it, the only thing it didn't come with was, the coupler. So I went ahead and I ordered that off Amazon. So it'll be here on Saturday. It'll get here, which I'm okay with it getting here on Saturday because that'll be when I'm doing it. As long as all the trucks move and it gets, dropped off at my door.
I just be sure they actually gave you stainless steel bolts. And I would even make sure I'd even put when I have to deal with all this rusty bullshit on my plow trucks for the winter. And any bolt I got to make sure it has stainless, and I even put anti-seize on it.
Okay, yeah. Do you do fluid film at all or coat the underside?
I'm actually fluid film. I'm actually going to get ready to order some because I have 2 newer trucks. And I've just, all my older trucks would get so damn rusted out and shit. But I've heard good things about fluid film.
So it's more expensive, but I tell you what, the black fluid film is amazing. So it's more expensive, but the reason it's amazing is because it goes on, it does all the fluid film stuff, but it goes on and it's black. And the underside of my Tundra, when it was factory, was black, like most vehicles, right? And so it just, what's nice is it's not necessarily like trying to cover up the rust. It's like, hey, I'm treating the rust and trying to prevent rust, but also let's make it black instead of just clear brown kind of looking color when you spray it. Yeah, exactly.
I didn't know they had a black one. I just thought it was always clear. Is that the only difference? Is the
color? Yep. Gotcha. And I've only ever seen it on Amazon. You can buy it black in the spray cans on Amazon or the buckets, if you're gonna actually, like, you probably are gonna order 5 gallons at a time.
I'm gonna need some buckets.
But Eric, who introduced me to fluid film and lives here in Knoxville and has a first gen Tundra like I do, he swears by fluid film. And
Yep.
so last year for Christmas, that's actually what I gave him. Was I gave him a whole case of fluid film, but I told him, I said, I don't like you enough to spend the money to get black.
Right.
So I think last time I looked, it was double the cost to get black.
Oh, the black is that much more?
Yeah.
Wow.
And I don't know. And that's where it's like, I don't know if it's is it a demand thing or is it a supply thing that makes it that much more?
Right.
So for for 6 cans of the black, it's $90.
Okay.
Let's see. I believe fluid film. I always plan in my head $10 a can. If I look up fluid film, $52 for a 6-pack.
That's almost
So
half.
yeah. So 90 versus 60. It's not quite double, but good Lord, you really got to want the black.
Now, did you tell me you have tried the black or no?
Yeah. So Eric actually drained a whole can of the black on the underside of my truck when we did the suspension last year in August.
Oh, gotcha.
And today when I was under there, the reason it's fresh in my brain is because I was like, God damn, I can tell where he did the black and I've been using the cheap. And like the black is still there and the cheap is like I see the rust. And so I'm like, I might again, I'm not doing a fleet of vehicles, and this is my hobby. You know, previously when I lived in Iowa, lawn care was my hobby. So working on the truck is my hobby. I could go spend $90 on there. You go out and you have drinks for an evening, you're gonna spend, $90 easy, if you're depending on where you're going and what you're doing. So and this will last me a lot longer than a night of alcohol. So
exactly.
Let's look up the 5-gallon. So the 5-gallon fluid film. Oh, wow. The 5-gallon fluid film black is $195, but the 5-gallon fluid film regular is $188. So it's only $10 more to get the black if you're buying 5 gallons at a time.
Yeah, my problem is, I want to spray all my undercoats in my truck like you're doing, but my plows are red though. You know what I mean? And I don't want
Right. So then just go with the regular. Yeah.
Yeah, I need both. I want the undercoating black for the trucks, right? But then for everything else, like salters and
I guess, yeah. So when I was looking it up on YouTube, some guy who did a review, he had his personal garage set up pretty nice where he basically can pull in and then just walk underneath, right? And so, and that's how he coated his truck. And then he did a year later, like follow-up video. And he was like, I learned my lesson. And you can see that I didn't, pull out, drive and rotate and get the top side of the propeller shaft. And he's like, so here's a year later, you can see the propeller shaft where I coated and where I didn't. And I was like, that's when I was sold. I was like, okay, feels legit enough of a review to me. So
it kind of reminds me of a lot of the time Demay, when he tells everybody, put a shoebox, or a piece of board over your lawn. Yeah. That's what it reminds me of.
Not wrong. Get a little painter's tape when you're spraying.
Yeah, right. I like it.
Yeah.
No, I think that's my plan to get a bunch of that this fall, So.
And that's the thing is with the Tundra, especially the first gen, Toyota had to do a huge frame recall on the Tundra because of all their rust issues. And they still honor it to this day. And, the first gen, it's like, I'd have to double check, but it's like 99 through 06 are the first gen years.
I think you're right. I think you're right.
2000 through 2006. And they had such a problem with rust that literally they are still offering, like, you take it into a dealer and they strip it down, put a whole brand new frame on it and dispose of the rusty one. So,
you better get rid of that truck.
Yeah. But literally it was a safety issue because it was like holes through the frame, not just like surface rust, but like
Right.
holes through the frame.
Right.
And they were, a couple years old. It's like they should not be rusting this fast.
No,
So-
no, not at that. Not a couple years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And that's this truck that I drive has killed 2 deer and is still, putting along and is 17 years old and 15 of those years abused in the northern states. And
Right.
I've
How
got
many-
surface
how many
rust.
miles is that on?
I'm right around 180. I bought it from my cousin with about 140 on it. And I bought it in October of 2020.
Wow. Those things run forever, though. They run forever.
Yeah, and I bought it because number one, he gave me the friends and family discount, and so it was kind of hard to say no. And number two, I had done basics of like oil changes and stuff like that,
Right.
but never done a full-on brake job, never done oxygen sensors, never flushed the transmission fluid, that kind of stuff.
Right.
And I've done all of that now with the Tundra. I've replaced all the suspension. And so this has been kind of like a project hobby, learn how to do crap on the truck
Right.
thing. And so now I'll get to do that with the exhaust.
Right.
Once the exhaust is replaced, the steering rack, and then after the steering rack, pretty much everything will have been replaced. By the time I do the steering rack, it'll be time for the timing belt again.
Is that a belt or a chain? It's a belt?
I always call it timing belt. For all I know, it could be.
It's that old. I thought I don't know. I thought Toyotas eventually went all timing chains, but I haven't been around Toyotas for so long, so it could still be a belt.
What I will do for that too is I won't be doing that myself. I will be letting someone far more skilled do that, but I'll buy the kit. So if I look up, when I looked it up on Rock Auto, they also, I thought, called it a belt. Let me go my account, saved carts. Oh, I took it out of my saved carts? Why did I do that? Because I'm dumb? All right. Part catalog. Only show my save vehicles. This is real exciting. I'm sure for everyone.
I'm good.
Drive train? Something. Belt. Let's see if it's under the belt section. Wait. How much are we paying these guys again? I kid. Give Wilson guys. Okay. There we go. So yeah, they call it timing belt on Rock Auto, but yeah, looking at it, it looks like a belt.
Yeah, it could be. I thought sometime in the 2000s they went to a chain, and they might have just on certain vehicles. I have no idea.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I said, I'm going to be paying someone else to do it anyways. So, yeah, it's a belt. At least that's what it looks like. So, $150 for the parts. I'll pay whatever for the labor. You what?
$600 or $700 for someone to do it.
Yeah, basically. Jago, the O2 sensors were a pain in the ass. So especially with them being up in Iowa and Minnesota, I hit those with lubricant. I had the or penetrant. I had the fancy adapter to pull those oxygen sensors off. I was cycling hot and cold at one point. I was literally hitting it with heat and then hitting it with compressed air upside down to try to get it to pop and snap. I had the longest breaker bar I could fit under there trying to get them. It literally took 4 days of effort over Thanksgiving time frame when I had COVID, finally got them off. So
Wow.
they were a pain. And literally I was like, all right, I'm going to just, we're cutting the exhaust. We're doing it. We're going to do a whole new system with O2 sensors in it. And that day I got them off and I was like, thank the good Lord. So I did, who asked it, about checking my frame? Derek. So my frame was not eligible for the recall, and it has never had to be done. It has never been done. I wish it was eligible only because, like I said, it hit those 2 deer and it's a little dented. And so I can't fit the skid plate on underneath. And I did not realize because the mounting bolts are misaligned. And so I'd literally have to like redneck something myself. And so eventually that's on the list of things to do. But I bought the very fancy Skid Row skid plate that's made here in the United States and is solid steel, nice and thick and super heavy. You feel like you need to jack it into place in order to mount it on there. And they make enough armor to go all the way back and cover the cats. So you could prevent theft by adding additional pieces on there.
I like that actually.
It starts off by doing it up front and I can't get it mounted up front. And I spent like $200 on that plate. I wonder what they cost now. Skid Row skid plate. skidrowoffroad.com. They make them for Jeeps and Toyotas. That looks like about it.
Is there you know how long the warranty on the frame's going to last? You know, how long Toyota's going to do this?
Well, I don't know how long they're going to do it, but that's the other thing that some of the guys, so I met Eric on a Tundra website. I met Eric on the internet and because I had posted and said, hey, I just bought this truck. I'm considering a trip to Knoxville with a trailer in tow when I move. What do I need to do? And he got so excited that another first gen guy who wants to work on his truck is moving to Knoxville. And he recently was talking about like, dude, I almost feel like I need to stockpile parts from Toyota because how much longer are they actually going to have? His truck is like an O2 or something like that. He's like, how much longer are they going to be making the O2 parts? You know, because they got to keep all that stuff on the line and all the molds and all that kind of stuff.
I can bitch about every like Dodge, Ford, and Chevy because I own them all. And my biggest bitch, doesn't matter what you own, they all end up at the junkyard. But my Fords and Dodges, older Dodges, that's what makes me mad. The dealer's like, discontinued.
Yep.
Can't find it. That's what drives me crazy.
So right now, I'm not super worried about finding a donor frame, but one of the extra credit projects, I'm answering 813 in the chat. He asked about a donor frame and do a swap. I'm actually contemplating buying a new bed because I see every now and then people are parting out their truck and they're like, bed is in perfect shape. You know, it was in a front end collision. The bed is great. Right. I'm selling it for $500 or whatever. And I'm like, Eric, we're going to have to do a trip. You know, I'll rent a trailer. We'll do a trip. And he's like, nah, we can fit the bed inside your bed. Because my bed on the outside has some rust spots. And it's like, if I could get a new bed for $500, swap it out, and then just get it painted to match, you know, it'd be worth it.
Right.
So.
But, and Toyota's only on the rust. Are they only covering the frame? They're not covering any body rust?
Exactly.
Gotcha.
And mine didn't qualify for the replacement. So, so looking at this Skid Row site, let's see. So recently I had to replace the speakers because again, everything is factory on this truck, right? So the speakers were 17 years old as well. And literally
Right.
they blew themselves apart and they just sounded like hot garbage. And every speaker in the truck was just toast. So literally this week I finally finished that project.
Because you pull a 17-year-old.
Yeah, yes. Again, I just said please don't clip it out, people. The piece I bought is now $350, and I am pretty certain I did not spend $350. I'm pretty certain I spent $200 or something like that. I can find out.
Another thing, JPink, could a body shop with a frame rack be able to straighten that frame?
Straighten it. I don't think so, because it's only the right hand side, and it's like there's just so much. Also, I'm pretty confident that my cousin drove through some wet cement, or maybe someone he loaned it to drove through some wet cement, because there's part of the frame where there is cement caked into some of the mounting holes for the plates. So even if I get the front solved, there's still additional work to do as you go back.
Gotcha.
So shipped, I spent $236 to get that skid plate. It is currently $349. Thank you, inflation. To get the one that covers the catalytic converter is $500. That's a cost, but it covers it underneath and the sides.
I had a catalytic converter stolen from one of my trucks last year.
So
First snow season, it pissed me off so bad.
And even if you could get, let's say, you could get your catalytic converter replaced for $400, right? You're still, and you spend $500 to protect it. You're still dealing with the hassle of it. You're still, look at, even in this photo, there's rust on this photo of this Tundra where they've got their brand new fancy catalytic converter guard on.
Right.
At least this rust though is not, it's just surface rust. But you're still talking about the hassle, right? Like you go out, you turn on the truck. Oh, that doesn't sound right. You crawl underneath. Well, crap. Now I got to deal with this.
Right.
Still a problem.
Yep, it is for sure.
So what I'm going to say is this is basically what we would have considered pre-show. We're at 8:52. So I will go live again on Twitch on Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern. Same details. You call in then.
Yep, we'll do it.
And we'll just plan show proper Saturday with our shithoused Saturday. With Zach of Greencast.
If Demay or Ray throw a fit, I don't want you dead. So.
Honestly, if that's what someone's going to be upset about in 2022, then I guess that's what they're going to be upset about. So, alrighty, Zach. Well, I will see you on Saturday. Have a good Friday. Hopefully tomorrow goes a little bit better for you.
I've got one more hearing, and it's just kind of a fishing expedition for me, so we're good.
Well, awesome. Alrighty, guy.
Yeah, it was good to chat with you, dude. We'll chat Saturday.
Sounds good. Later.
Yeah, see you, JP. Bye.